How's it going, dive buddies? It is Kyle here and welcome back to the Dive Wagon. If you're new to the Dive Wagon, maybe consider subscribing to our channel. We would love to have you jump aboard this wild adventure. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different than we normally do. We're going to be doing a dive site review. This is where we pick a site, we dive it a couple times, and we look at all sorts of different aspects like location, accessibility, visibility, temperature, and a whole bunch of other things, and we give it a rating. Today, the dive site that we've chosen is one, if you've paid attention to my previous vlogs, you may recognize this. This is the quarry that I locked my car in a few months ago and couldn't get out at the end of the dive. This is the old Dolime Quarry, or also now known as the Glen Christie Quarry. It's changed some different names over the years, but this is the quarry that we're going to use today as our first Dive Wagon review. Dive site review. No! That would have been so good! The Dolime Quarry is located in Ontario, Canada, between Cambridge and Guelph, more specifically between Hespeler and Guelph for those that live close by. I've posted the exact address in the description below. Location is perfect for this reason, as there aren't many quarries for residences in this circle really to dive that have the depth and visibility that this quarry does, but we'll get into those details in a minute. There is limited parking on site. Parking is just up from the entry point a few hundred feet from the water. There are a few parking spots right next to the water's entrance, but those are reserved for instructor parking as well as the emergency vehicles. Water access is through one point only, unless you feel like doing a giant stride off a 20-foot cliff. So be patient with new divers and don't plow through groups of students and instructors, as they like to use the water's edge for briefings. Remember, we were all new ones and diving was exciting and nerve-wracking all at the same time. So I guess to talk about temperature, I should probably talk about depth. The majority of the quarry sits at around 30 to 40 feet deep, and the deeper section towards the back reaches just to about 90 feet, depending on the water levels. The shallower area of the quarry tends to sit between about maybe mid-60s and 70s, and the deeper section in the back is pretty much always cold between the 40s and the 50s. I summarize amenities as things that make the diving experience a little more luxurious, say a bathroom, benches, tables, things like that. The quarry has none of these. No bathroom, no picnic tables. There's a little gear rack that one of the divers has set up to assist putting on your tanks, but that's about it. Visibility. Now this is a great one. In general, this quarry has great visibility. Things like temperature and the amount of rain we get can sometimes change things up, but in general 20 to 50 feet of visibility is normal, and during its peak time 50 plus feet easily. Access to the quarry is limited as it's still a private quarry, and all access is done through Groundhog Divers, who are based out of Kitchener. I'll put all of their details in the description below, as well as some more details on how to get in. Now the quarry does have a few things that are beneficial to training, both for open waters as well as some more technical training. There is a buoyancy bar that is suspended above a little platform for giving you a point of reference while you practice your buoyancy and other skills. There's also a buoyancy ladder that is there for exactly the same purpose. There is a ton, and by a ton I mean more than 2,000 feet of cave line all around the quarry. Several cave divers have placed this line all around in order to practice line drills in preparation for cave diving trips. There is also a little platform just off the entrance that you can use for drills as well. While this definitely isn't a coral reef dive from down south, but it does have a little life. Hundreds of little what I think are rock bass are scattered across the quarry, usually hugging the walls, and they especially like the shadowy area around the entrance point. So if you like filming fish like I do, the shallow area, the entrance point, is definitely where you want to be. Other than that, that's about all there is in this quarry wildlife-wise. While there isn't anything mind-blowing like a huge shipwreck or an airplane in this quarry, there are some things that make it fun to dive. All of the bikes that were found in the quarry by divers have been assembled into a nice big circle, sort of like a bike henge, as well as all of the tools that they found into what they call the hardware store. They have also set up a man cave, as they call it, with all sorts of things that they have found in the quarry. There is a crane boom left from when the quarry was active, as well as a car. This car is a little bit of a mystery, and every diver has their own theory behind why it's there. If you know this story, definitely let us know. In my opinion though, one of the most unique things of this quarry to see is the wall of the quarry. The quarry is basically one massive wall dive, and I really enjoy checking out the rock wall and finding fish hiding around in it. Alright guys, so what's the rating for this site? Keep in mind, whatever this comes to, it's primarily my personal opinion, so bear with me. I just hope that the information above helps you get a better idea of this dive site and lets you know whether or not you want to check it out. Overall, the location for divers in this area is perfect. It's got some of the best viz and has some decent temperatures compared to most of the other dive sites in a couple hours radius. The amount of training aids as well as the great visibility is great for instruction as well. So here's my rating system for this. The site receives 1 snorkel for perfect location, another snorkel for great overall visibility and temperature, 1 snorkel for cool things to see and wildlife, which makes it an enjoyable dive, 1 snorkel for parking, and half a snorkel because it technically isn't free, but I think the $10 entrance fee at this point is really reasonable for the site that it is. And that's my rating, 4.5 snorkels out of 5 snorkels. The only reason it loses half a snorkel is since there aren't any amenities like washrooms. So that's my rating, 4.5 snorkels out of 5 snorkels. Overall, it's a great dive site in the area, and if you're close, you definitely should check it out. And there you have it guys, our first dive site review. If you like this style of video, let me know in the comment section below. And if you've been here, you've been to this quarry, let me know your rating of it. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what dive site we should do next. We'll see you next time, and happy diving.